When I first learned about the Ollama, I was amazed that I can run open source model directly on my laptop. But there was a problem. What about the heavy model which need the GPU support? I was not able to do that, but not anymore because we have the Docker offload. But how it works? So in this video, we are going to figure out how Docker offload works, how you should get the access to the Docker offload, and one more important thing, which is like, can we use this Docker offload on production? You know what? Just like Docker is moving into AI field, giving you more AI features along with its core containerization skills, I'm here on this Bitfumes YouTube channel giving you more AI content, more AI development things along with my power of explaining things in a very simple way. So if you have not yet subscribed, go and hit subscribe button. Okay, to understand what Docker offload can do, the magic of Docker offload, you first need to have a Docker desktop. It is very important, and the version has to have version 4.43 or greater. I do have the 4.4, so that's really good. Once you have that, then you will find this toggle button. If you are not getting this toggle button, that means you are not getting the access for the beta launch of this Docker offload. But how do we get that? Let's go. So you need to visit this Docker offload, which is docker.com/product/Docker offload. And here you just need to sign up for the beta. Now fill out your details and submit. Very soon Docker team will going to approve you. I'm a Docker captain, so I get this early access, but you will also going to get if you submit the request. Now let's get back here on the Docker desktop. Once you have that, you will get that toggle button, or you can just go to the terminal and here you can just type Docker offload status. Now you can see it says stopped. That means Docker offload is not at all working. We will going to start it very soon, but let's see first what we can do. So first of all, I'll go to the terminal and here type Docker offload and start. Now when I do this, hit enter, it's going to ask select the account. Obviously I did that. Now it says, do you need the GPU support? For now I will just say yes, and it says Docker offload session starting, and very soon we have the Docker offload running. But how do we know that Docker offload is running? We say Docker context ls, and here you can see it is Docker cloud. This is Docker cloud, really. Okay, now if I say Docker offload stop, and yes, I do want to stop, and then once again say Docker context, it says Docker Linux. Wow, that's a good difference. But what we can do with this good difference thing? So now I can see simply I have Docker images, and I do have two images. This is running local, so in Nginx and NVIDIA CUDA. Cool. Now if I start the offload, once again say GPU support yes, it is starting the session, and I'm going to run the same command Docker images. This time I only see the NVIDIA CUDA, not the Nginx. So what I'm going to do really cool thing. I say Docker, maybe I can find like this. I'm going to run 9000 port with the Nginx. Now since I'm running on the offload, the Docker cloud, this is first going to download the image because it didn't have the image, and then going to run it. Now let's see if I run this localhost 9000, I can see I have the Nginx. But watch this. I'm going to turn off the offload like this, and something crazy happened. If I reload this, it's not available. The Nginx is gone. Although we can see something is there, but it's just a connection because the offload is cut off. The Docker context is now becoming the Docker Linux. Yes, and on the Docker Linux, we don't have the container running. See, container is not there. Now, what if we say Docker run Nginx once again? This time I'm going to run it on, let's say, 9001 port, and since we already had the Nginx image, it's directly going to run this on my local, and localhost 9000 is not working, but localhost 9001 is having the Nginx. That's the power of Docker offload. Everything will be going to the Docker cloud. Now you will say, Sarthak, this is just a normal thing, which is switching the context from Docker local to Docker cloud. What is the real benefit? Why should I really get motivated to try the Docker offload? And let me tell you one amazing thing, why you will be amazed. See this. Docker offload provide you the GPUs. Yes, you can use the GPU from the Docker cloud. For the first sign up, once you get the access, you will get 300 free GPU minute to get started. Try it out and see how amazing this Docker offload with GPU is. And after that, it has really cheap $0.015 per GPU minute. Whatever you use, you just pay for that. You don't need the heavy, costlier GPU setup sitting directly on your laptop, just waiting for you to run something. But here, when you need it, you pay and you get the GPU. But how do I ensure that yes, it is really giving you the GPU's thing? So for that, what I'm going to do, remember, I am saying Docker offload status is stopped. We are not having the Docker offload. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say Docker images. I'm on the local, and this is NVIDIA CUDA. Now on this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run NVIDIA CUDA NVIDIA SMI to give me the GPU detail. Now since my laptop doesn't have the GPU, you can see it says could not select the device driver. We don't have that. Now check out the magic. I'm going to enable this time the Docker offload from the Docker desktop. I'm going to just switch it from this toggle button, which is really nice. Just have a cloud icon here. Docker offload is starting, although it started here. Now I just check the status. It says it is started. Wow. And now see the magic. I run NVIDIA CUDA with NVIDIA SMI. It is actually going to download some of the sections, and once it is done, then it will going to give you the GPU this Docker cloud provides you for this Docker offload. And here we get it. You can see now we have the GPU detail, which is like NVIDIA L4 and all other detail, which is verifying that yes, we are running Docker offload with the GPU enabled. Now, one thing you need to notice, it's not always going to use the GPU. You need it, it will give you. How? On the run command, this is new, GPUs all. So when I say I'm going to use the GPU, I just need to give this flag --GPUs all, then only it will going to use the GPU. Is that mean like for this command, what if I remove this and try to run it? See what's going to happen. It says something crazy, which says like CUDA version is okay, container okay, the container image governed by NVIDIA something, NVIDIA SMI not found. This is pure magic. When you need it, you get it. Otherwise, you don't want the GPU, then do not enable it, and it will not going to be paid for you. But the real question comes, is this production ready, or can I use this on my production? Obviously not. This is for the development purpose. This is giving the developers power to have the GPU without actually having the GPU locally. And with this, it's opening whole new way of trying out creating the container on the Docker platform using the GPU and then host it wherever you want. So on and all, Docker offload is just right now is just for your local development and not at all for your production. But who knows, Docker is doing some crazy things, and in the near future it will be available. But if you have any question related to Docker offload or anything related to Docker, let me know in the comment section. I will accelerate the question to the Docker team if I will not able to answer, but I can assure you, you will going to get your answer. If you have any query related to the AI development, LLM, let me know in the comment section, or you can follow me on any social media platform at Sarthak Savvy. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.